Iran's economy isn't just struggling, it's suffocating. And unlike past downturns, this one isn't temporary. It's systemic, it's deep, and it's getting worse with every day that passes. Let's start with the currency. The Iranian rial has become practically worthless. Before the 1979 revolution, it had traded at 70 rials to the US dollar. Today, it's over 600,000 rials to the dollar on the black market. That's not a currency, that's a slow-motion collapse. Prices are skyrocketing. The cost of meat, rice, and basic staples is beyond the reach of most Iranian families. Official inflation numbers hover around 40%, but on the street, people say it feels like double that. And it's not just about money. Factories are closing, imports are drying up. The government can't fund basic infrastructure. Rolling blackouts are now a regular occurrence, especially in the summer. In a country that sits on some of the world's largest oil and gas reserves, people can't even keep the lights on? Seems pretty ridiculous. Now let's talk youth unemployment. Iran is one of the youngest countries in the region. Over 60% of its population is under the age of 30. And they're angry because after years of university education, degrees, mandatory military service for men, there's nothing waiting for them. No jobs, no future, no ability to afford rent, let alone start a family. And that's a problem the regime can't shoot its way out of. Sanctions are a huge part of the story, but not the whole story. Yes, US and European sanctions have crippled Iran's ability to access the global financial system. Iran can't conduct basic international banking. It can't attract foreign investment. Even its oil sales are routed through convoluted networks of Chinese intermediaries and shadow tankers. But the truth is, the regime's own corruption and mismanagement have made everything worse. Billions of dollars are siphoned off through the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. State-owned enterprises dominate entire sectors, choking off private innovation. And any business that doesn't play ball with the regime's patronage system, it doesn't last long. This isn't just a government problem, it's a structural economic cancer. And now, it's metastasizing. Iran's middle class, the educated urban base that once carried the hope of reform, is being crushed. They're leaving in droves, brain drain is off the charts, doctors, engineers, coders, academics. They're heading for Turkey, Europe, Canada, anywhere that'll take them, really. What's left behind is a frustrated youth, a paralyzed economy, and an elite that can't admit the truth. The old model doesn't work anymore. Sound familiar? They can't export their way out. They can't blame the West forever, and China isn't coming to the rescue, at least not in the way Tehran hoped for. So the regime has a choice to make: double down on resistance and risk total collapse, or find a way back into the global economy before it's too late. And that road, it doesn't run through Moscow or Beijing. It runs through Brussels, it runs through Washington, it runs through reform. The question isn't whether Iran is ready, it's whether the West is watching closely enough to notice what's shifting beneath the surface.